This is BleachBANGS Music, and we're sitting in with one of the most sought-after bass players in the world, Rev Jones. Rev, let's talk a little bit about Blasted to Static.
So, are you going to tour on this?
Well, we did a tour of 2 days.
2 days. Okay.
Well, we're still waiting. We're trying to get on this Steel Panther tour. We're trying to get on it for Australia.
Nice.
No buy on. Only two of us have to go, so it'd be perfect because we know all those guys. And I don't know what happened. Either the promoter had a buy on or something, so it didn't happen. And we're still trying to get something to do with them because that would be perfect. Because you got to kind of like metal anyway. And it would be big crowds, and they would take some of the Jeff Martin stuff, like Jeff, on the two shows we did, he comes out and does, he's dressed as a preacher, devil's preacher. And he comes out and he's doing the whole, preaching thing up there, and he's got the, podium, and he's dressed as a preacher.
Oh, that's cool.
While on stage the whole song, so it's kind of cheesy, but it's that cool metal cheesy, cool. And then the other song, the slow one, he's like at an altar. He's just kneeled down at his altar and the whole song. And it's cool because it fits. And there's, a bunch of stuff like that. He always did that in Racer X, too. Mm-hmm. All the cool things, the drill, everything, he came up with.
Nice. So you guys did the whiskey. Were you already down there? Did they fly you out there?
We were all going to NAMM.
Oh,
and they were coming to
NAMM.
So
I got you.
Jeff booked us there at the whiskey on a Friday, I guess, of NAMM. And then we were supposed to do something at MI that I don't know why it fell through, but and then we tried to get another show. It's so hard because every band is in town,
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
But we played the whiskey, and it was probably 3/4 full. And that only time I've ever seen it completely full ever was whenever I played there with MSG. Probably 8 months before that, and it wasn't completely packed, because it's LA.
Yeah, right.
But and the place, it doesn't hold that many people, but it was pretty packed. It was actually same size crowd as Still Hard had, but it's kind of weird playing the whiskey because it's it's like a local show. They strike everything, or everybody uses everything. So everybody had to use the drums. There was supposed to be a band after us, and after sound check, they refused to play after us. Because they were just like a local band, kind of starting out.
Fuck that.
Well, they didn't tell us. They were saying, that's running a little behind. They moved that band in front of us. Because we were tearing down, and we said, what time's the next band start? Oh, you were last. That's when we found out. But what sucked about it was the drummer, because everybody had to use the same drums, he was left-handed. So our drummer had to come out there and move everything back to where he could play it, And it was like, God, But I mean, we got paid, good for the show, and it was a good crowd, good for the
NAMM weekend.
Yeah, especially because of the Racer X fans out there, and we did like 3 Racer X songs. I think Bruce was going to play with us, but he had a meeting. A dinner meeting,
Yeah.
And which he would have probably hated it because he played there the year before on the same day, and there was like 20, 30 people, Because nobody does. Nobody from NAMM will go there. Because you're in Anaheim, so you'd have to go all the way to Hollywood, pay $10 to park, then go see the show, and then have to drive all the way back,
Yeah.
So nobody really does it. And but the show was good. And then we went back to Lake Tahoe, and we shot, just so we could rehearse, we shot a video. We did a show at this kind of little theater type place where they show movies and all this. But it's kind of cool, because when you see the video, killer light show, you can't tell how many people's there, If everybody in Tahoe came, there would have been a couple of hundred people,
Yeah.
I mean, plus it was real shitty out, the weather. And we still had a good crowd. But it was, when we see the video, we're just like, huh?
Hell yeah.
You know, but we that's why we did that, so we could have live footage. Plus, we shot the whiskey show with I think 9 cameras, and which it came out came out
awesome.
great. Yeah, so we're gonna blend the two and make a DVD. We did photo shoots and all that, and that's why it was worth it. You know, for the 2 weeks.
So the interviews and stuff that were posted that you posted.
Yeah, we were at the house. Yeah,
all in Tahoe.
Yeah, we did that. We did a couple of little video things of soloing stuff that he could use throughout the year.
Yeah,
and there's a couple of videos I think we shot of us rehearsing. Or actually, I think we played to it. We played to the track or something, so we'd have other footage in case later, hey, we want to do a video for this. That we could
pull. Cool.
And,
so how does that work? Does Jeff just send you what all does he send you, and you just send back a bass line going?
I do it with pretty much everybody. Leslie wouldn't let me do it because he's old school and he doesn't think that he even though you could show him how good it is, he doesn't believe it. He wants you there.
Yeah.
But which is sometimes cool. I love going to the studio. I'd really like to go and do it playing with people, but it's unrealistic in this day and age to do it because
everybody's everywhere.
Pre-production, you're going to have to get together, work on the songs.
Yep.
And then you're going to have to go in and record them. And it's just, to me, it's better to, do it via internet, send the tracks back and forth. Oh, I didn't like that part. Okay. There's no difference in that or sitting there. Because if you played it and then you went back and listened, I don't like that didn't sound good, you'd have to
go back and do it anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
And I've done that so many times where it's, it takes some of that away.
Yeah.
I mean, the Forte albums we did them, I ran through the bass lines pretty much live. And I'd say, okay, that's good. And the engineer would be like, you don't want to double check it? No. Or we'd listen back and I'd say, that's fine. Yeah, it's a little dirty right there, but it's fine. And my philosophy was if I'm going to do that setting comfortably in the studio, then when I'm on stage with my head spinning around and I'm jumping crazy, I'm going to, it's probably going to be worse, or whatever. It's, perfect isn't perfect.
Right.
Perfect is, those guys were all drunk? God, keep them drunk,
Yes.
I mean, it's that, that thing that you can't, sometimes you lose.
Yeah, there's really no way of catching live energy.
Yeah, so when they sent me the tracks, I actually played, I think half of the songs I played, it was still programmed drums. Because they'd programmed the drums, and he had guitar tracks on there. And because they were doing scratch vocals. They kept changing stuff. And it was still going to be all, the same. Here's the structure of the song. Here's the song. You're just replacing things.
Right.
And I think about half the songs were still programmed drums that I was actually recording to. Which, it was fine.
Yeah.
It's sometimes that, you might have to scoot a little bit. It's a little out of the pocket because a drummer has this and instead of this.
Right.
So, but I play to the song anyway. I don't really listen to a click. I'm playing to a groove, so you don't have that problem. As much. Some people have. Usually, it's guitar players that have it because they're not thinking of the rhythm. They're thinking of they're thinking of that.
Yep.
And tapping their foot and stuff. So they usually have more problems. But we sent the tracks and actually when I heard the final mix, I was like. That's where I realized some of the drums were still the old tracks because of what he was playing and fills and stuff. I was like, it's weird. I went back and listened. They were, it was hard to tell because some of them were real drums, but they weren't mixed yet, and it was just like a rough mix. And so that was kind of weird. And the vocals, I was like, well, that sounds weird, because I had all these other tracks that weren't used, different versions. So that was odd. And on the Devil's Preacher, when it goes to the preach thing in the middle, they didn't tell me what was going to be there. This was just just a drum beat, random guitar things, and I was like, all right, I bet he's just not done with the solo yet. So just to be creative, I actually did bass lines up until each guitar lick. So I just watched it on my computer as I'm doing it. I would just fill in all the spaces and just kind of did it, kind of live a couple of times, and it picked the coolest things. And then he went back and he left it all in there. So if you ever listen underneath that whole preaching thing, it's the oddest bass line. And I couldn't for the shows I tried to learn it,
That's good.
And I couldn't keep there's parts of it, but I couldn't keep the exact pattern because of the weird amount of pause.
Right.
Because it wouldn't be, I wouldn't start on the beat or on a count. It would be, it was just oddly.
I'm gonna have to listen for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just odd in there, and but that's what made it cool.
Yeah,
because he didn't take it out. I mean, I was waiting for him to say, "That's just I can't solo to that," or something. He's like, "I love that." I'm like, that's shocking. Because guitar players are. Do something. Play lower notes. Make it more full. That's always that thing, but it's very. Some of those bass lines are just killer. Mm-hmm. And I think the first song I did that I said to him, I overplayed a bunch of little things just to kind of test it,
see what he's going to think.
And then I was listening to it going, wow, he left that, and it's because it doesn't stand out.
Right.
I mean, it wasn't like I played a bunch of stuff wanting him to pull it, but stuff that most people would go, that's stepping on my vocal, that you don't really, you're not going to. The reason that all those cool bands like say Rush and even